If you catch yourself in this stage early, you can take strategic risks and break out before you become part of the 58% living paycheck to paycheck, a number that's likely to grow. Your first move is taking absolute control of your finances. Track every expense. Identify what's essential and what's just indulgence. Then automate your savings so you set money aside every month, even if it's small. Your console can auto-save your game, your bank can do the same for your wallet. Stage 2 is ignition. Believe it or not, more than half of people never even reach this phase. When you do, you'll start noticing separation between you and your circle. You're trying to escape stagnation, but you'll run into two heavy obstacles. First, your friends. Not everyone will appreciate your shift in mindset. Your growth forces them to confront their own habits or risk being left behind, and both options are uncomfortable. So instead, they try to pull you back to where they are. You've likely felt this share an achievement, and instead of celebrating, they redirect the conversation to themselves. Second, inflation. Leaving your savings untouched in the bank will slow you down. Inflation erodes the value of cash every single year. For example, $5,000 sitting in a zero-interest account for 20 years at 2.5% inflation will still look like $5,000, but it'll only buy what $3,051 buys today. So even though the number doesn't move, its power shrinks. Now compare that to investing. Put the same $5,000 into something like the S&P 500 with an inflation-adjusted average return of around 7%, and in 20 years it could grow to over $20,000. No guarantees markets go up and down, but it shows how compounding beats inflation. If you want to start investing, Trading 212 is a solid platform. You can start with as little as £1 or euro. Even investing a few units a day for a few months builds momentum. Since I plan to mention Trading 212 anyway, I reached out and they agreed to sponsor this part. Use code Tilbury when signing up to get a free fractional share worth up to £100 once you fund your account. You can also invite friends for more free shares. Link is in the description. Just remember, invest responsibly and don't drain your cash reserves. You'll need them for the next stage. Stage 3 is acceleration. You're starting to build real forward motion, but what brought you here won't carry you to the next level, not unless you want to wait decades for financial freedom. This is the moment to push harder. I focused on 3 Cs during this stage: cash flow, connections, and confidence.
Cash flow is the fuel. You need steady money coming in so you can grow it further. The quickest path is a side hustle that delivers immediate income. It doesn't have to be a world-changing idea. Service-based side hustles, video editing, managing social media, running ads are fast, inexpensive to start, and always in demand. If I began today, I'd start a service for businesses, especially when the economy is shaky. Companies pay for anything that increases revenue. Next is connections. The people around you influence your trajectory more than you realize. Successful individuals surround themselves with others who aim high. Spend time with 5 unmotivated people, and you'll become the 6th. Connect with driven people online. DM creators who inspire you. Build a circle that lifts you, not drains you. Finally, confidence. This is what separates those who accelerate from those who freeze. Confidence lets you take calculated risks and step into opportunities others avoid. Without it, you'll hesitate when it matters most. Challenge yourself to act even when you feel uncomfortable. Pitch that client. Invest in that skill. Take that step. Next is expansion. Once you've built speed, it's time to grow outward. This is where your wealth starts rising exponentially as you invest in assets that generate passive income and increase in value. The foundation is understanding assets versus liabilities. Too many people bury themselves in liabilities: cars, homes, upgrades that drain cash instead of producing it. Shift your focus toward assets that earn: rental properties, dividend stocks, or skills you can monetize. It may feel far away right now, but remember, you've likely spent 8 to 10 years getting to this stage in the plan. By then, you'll be far more prepared than you feel today. There are 2 main strategies here: diversification and high-conviction investing. Diversification spreads your investments across different areas to reduce risk. High-conviction investing means concentrating on a few things you deeply understand. It's riskier but can deliver much bigger gains. Many billionaires, including Musk and Bezos, built wealth through high-conviction plays. Your approach depends on your tolerance for risk and your level of knowledge. Beginners may choose diversification. Experienced investors may lean into conviction. Your mission in this stage is simple. Build a collection of assets that work for you. Every dollar should have a job growing your wealth and pushing you closer to freedom. Finally, Stage 5, Mastery. This is where financial freedom becomes your reality and you live life on your own terms. Money stops being a source of stress. Your assets fund your lifestyle, cover your expenses, and give you the freedom to focus on what matters most. But mastery isn't just about relaxing on a beach somewhere. It's about creating something lasting, something that lives beyond you. The wealthiest people, Buffett, Winfrey, and countless others, understand the value of giving back, teaching others, and building legacies. At this level, your focus shifts from accumulating wealth to protecting it and sharing what you've learned. Mastery isn't only about money. It's about full autonomy, freedom over your schedule, freedom to pursue your interests, and freedom to build something meaningful for others. So, are you ready to take control of your financial future? The path won't be simple, but if you follow these stages, you'll carve out the life you want and eventually reach this final level. If you want to learn how to start investing in stocks as a beginner, the next video is right there, but don't click it yet. Make sure you subscribe if you're serious about building wealth. I'll see you in the next one.
If you're driven but constantly putting things off, this video is meant for you. Here's the blunt reality. Time is slipping away, and nothing in your life is shifting. Your mind might be overflowing with ambition and plans, but without real effort, the future you want will slowly dissolve. Every day you delay becomes another day wasted, and if you're not mindful, your life may begin resembling this: flat, routine, and completely uninspiring. This is where most people end up. You're stuck in the same position, maybe getting a couple of minor raises if things go well. Even those don't move the needle, and sometimes the line even dips down. That's because the more people earn, the more they tend to inflate their lifestyle. The saddest part is that this cycle has become the default. Society calls you unmotivated and insists you don't have the traits needed for success. But even if the last 2, 3, or 4 years felt like this, you don't have to repeat the pattern this year. I don't believe you're lazy. You're simply caught inside a machine built to keep you grinding in place, convincing you that tiny progress is the only acceptable pace. What you're experiencing isn't laziness, it's irritation with a path that was never meant to help you excel. This video is going to walk you through my 5-stage roadmap to break free and create serious momentum in your life. So let's begin. Bright music. Stage 1 is stagnation, and chances are, that's exactly where you're standing today. You feel like you were tossed into adulthood without guidance or preparation, and that's basically what happened. You finish school, get a job, and suddenly you're on your own. Most people deal with this by clinging to comfort, staying in the same role, taking no chances. But if you sit in this stage too long, you risk slipping into a life of debt where your income barely covers the basics. Right now, the national debt is at $36 trillion and climbing non-stop. If that doesn't tell you how dependent everything has become on debt, nothing will. People now own fewer homes, fewer cars, and fewer luxuries, as renting becomes the new normal. But this isn't just a shift in culture, it's part of a bigger agenda often discussed under the label the Great Reset. Its aim is to slowly pull ownership away from individuals and concentrate it in fewer hands. Picture a world where the government owns your house and assigns someone else to live there whenever you travel. That's the direction these plans point toward, making escape nearly impossible. And to keep you compliant, they've pushed the myth that money doesn't bring happiness. That phrase was crafted by the wealthy to keep everyone else depending on weak pensions that barely sustain basic living. The truth is simple: money provides options, and options create happiness. The wealthy will continue expanding, so why not learn to join their side?